welcome to another version of Thursdays with Thor. Today what we're going to do, it's a little chilly outside, so we put a fire in the fireplace. And this you can cook in the fireplace or out in the fire pit if you're out camping and that. But it's pudgy pies. Some people call them pie irons. It says pie iron on here. This one's cast iron and it's square. They make them in aluminum, and they have like a round version versus a square. But pretty simple concept. You just flip this little bail and these come apart. What we're going to do is make like little sandwiches. So the ingredients we're going to use today, we've got bread, slices of bread. We got a variety of different cheeses. That's what the fun of this meal is. You can kind of pick and choose what kind of sandwich you want to make. We have some butter that we'll put on there to toast our bread. If you don't have butter and you have like a spray pan kind of thing, you could use that too, but I like to use butter. The different proteins, we got ham. Yesterday we cooked up a turkey breast. We got some chopped up turkey and also found some pepperonis. And if you like kind of a spam type product, you can use that too. Yeah, so you're probably seeing this saying, hey, this is a rectangle piece of bread and these are round, square pudgy pie holders. I got a little trick. We'll put this in here and then I'll show you how to cut that off, make it a perfect sandwich. Okay, just kind of push that in there a little bit so it kind of holds. Okay, so next what we'll do is we'll build this out. So everybody who's going to have dinner can pick out what they want to do. The first one I'm going to make is, I'll make a ham one. Just add a little bit of ham. Oops. That on there. That looks pretty good. Just kind of spread it out there. Let's see, what do we got here? Take a little bit of this mild cheddar and put on there. Looks good. Okay, then I'll put one on the top. I'll put butter on this one. Alright. Next, I'll get the cover. Okay, so then all we take and put the cover on, and you just put it in. You kind of just smash it down. And then there's this little clasp on there. Every one of them have this little clasp. So you see how it's stuck over the top? So what we do is just take a knife, just kind of cut that off. There you go. Once you cook this, it'll be a perfect square little sandwich. Okay, so now we'll go over to the fire. So what the fire you kind of want to have is just as a light fire. You want to have a bunch of coals in there. You don't want to have like a raging fire around the campfire. You know, just kind of let it go down. Like the coals is the nicest way to do it. And so all you got to do is just kind of hold it over there and just kind of turn it once in a while. This particular one is made of cast iron, so it'll take a little bit to heat up. Some of them we have are aluminum. They'll cook a little bit quicker. Cook it on one side for a little bit, and then a few minutes you just turn it over like that. This is kind of a fun thing to do with kids. You know, if they have a little bit something different different way to cook dinner. So after we get this cooked, what we're going to do is a dessert option, and we have an apple, and it has a little bit of like cinnamon and some sugar in there, and I think you'll like it. It's pretty good. Okay, so now it's time of proof here. Ooh, look at that. Nice and toasted. Okay, and then we'll have a little plate, and then we'll just dump that on it. Or we'll just, for right now, we'll just turn this over. And there. Cut this open. See, nice and melted. It's a nice sandwich. All right. We'll plate this up. There you go. So yeah, you can make any kind. It's whatever you have available. You can put in there, and it's just a lot of fun. Okay, so for the dessert Pudgy pie, what we're going to do is I have found an apple, and we're going to make basically apple pie. So we'll have apples, we'll have a slice of bread again that it goes into for like the pie crust, and then what we do is we take vanilla, and I like nutmeg. You don't have to use that if you don't like it, and some ground cinnamon, and I use a 1/4 teaspoon of each, and then I put 2 tablespoons of sugar, and that's what we'll use. After we get this all cut up, then we'll combine all these ingredients together. You don't use that piece. That looks pretty good. Put it in here. Okay. Add our sugar in. So here's vanilla. Try that. Of it. A little bit of nutmeg. This here's our cinnamon. And we'll just stir that up. And coat that. Apple pieces. Okay, that's good, and then we'll let this rest while we prepare the Pudgy pie. We'll take those pieces of bread, put butter on them again, then we'll put that in as a filling, and we'll cook it over the fire. Okay, so while this is kind of sitting there marrying all the spices and the sugar and the apple and that, we'll prep our pie crust again. So it's the same process. Take a little bit of butter, just kind of put it on there like that. And we do 2 sides. And if you accidentally cut the bread, don't worry about it. It'll fill right in. Okay, so we have our bread all buttered. This is like our crust, and then we'll get this loaded up. But I just wanted to mention that you can get these pie irons a lot of times at hardware stores. Some of the bigger box stores might have them, like Cabela's, Fleet Farm. We have around here, they have stuff like that. Just look in their camping section if they have one. Okay. Down. Okay, load that in, kind of press that in there a little bit. Take some of our apple fixings, just kind of put a little bit in there like that. Put over the top. Push down, put the clasp on there. This holds, kind of helps hold it together. Then you just take your knife, cut off the excess. Okay, ready to go back to the fire. Okay, so just rest it on there. And see those coals in there? That's what you want to cook with, because it's a more consistent heat. Ooh, yeah. It smells just wonderful. It's hot. You can see those apples in there. It makes a perfect crust. Thanks for tuning in for another Thursdays with Thor. We'll see you next week.